you're a woman and you have a handbag, make sure it's right by your side and that anything in it is zipped up in another pocket so that you definitely feel it if somebody's hand goes in. If you're a guy and you're wearing shorts, don't put your credit cards or anything in your side pocket. I know there's a few schemes here whereby somebody will like literally look as if they're being sick or fainting next to you. They'll push into you, all the meanwhile pushing you over to somebody who is dipping into your pocket and taking your money. So just be really, really aware of you. If you have a backpack, wear it in the front of you as well. So in front of your person, so you always know they can't get into your zips or anything like that. And just be really aware of when you're on public transport at any time. Coming live to you from my turry, which is actually a local delicacy here. It's basically a bit like a deep fried donut with dulce de leche in the middle. Very bad for you, but what I wanted to say is we just bought this off the street, and that's another little traveller's tidbits. Unless you have a really strong stomach, I probably don't advise buying too many foods and drinks off the street. Like these freshly squeezed orange juice here, or in Thailand they have meat cooking in the heat on the street with all the flies around. And so unless you have a really good digestive system and good tolerance for that, then probably best to buy it in cafes and restaurants. Although I do think it's best to try the local water in a city because it does actually strengthen your immune system. I always buy local, but as I said, if you're not particularly tolerant, then maybe best to buy from the shop. So I'm just excited because right now I'm having my first international Skype call with the lovely Addie back in Vancouver. I'm doing it from my phone in a cafe with Wi-Fi, and I'm very excited about the options that we have as a traveling business person to be able to communicate with people at any time of day. Okay, I'm here in Telmo Market in Buenos Aires, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about when you're trying to travel light, but you want to take home a part of that country, something that really meant something to your time when you were there. So I have a couple of items that I think are always good to buy that won't weigh you down. The first of these is jewellery. I think there's lovely jewellery stands right here, and the reason for that is that one, they don't weigh much, and two, you actually wear them, so they're really useful. And often you get like beautiful local crafts done with precious stones that you might not be able to get in your own country. The second thing that you can pick up is, this might sound strange, but coasters for a table, because you can always use them to put your cups and glasses on, and if they're really relevant to the place that you've been, maybe they have language on them and where you were or pictures of where you were, it's a really cool way of remembering. And the other one that goes along with that is fridge magnets, which are awesome because every time you open the fridge you remember the country or the place that you were in, and they're super, super light as well. And people are watching me videos and say, I'm like a star in the middle of the street. Another couple of things are postcards, and even though you don't want to collect a whole lot of postcards, you can actually send them home to yourself with the remembering why you were in that location and what was so special about it. And then when you get home you have this beautiful collage of postcards that you can then stick up with your fridge magnets. A couple of other things that are really lightweight. I have to think about this because I thought of them the other day. Paper flowers, very useful. Oh no, so another great thing that I collect and I have a lot of now is paintings, because I love, love, love original artwork. But the great thing about it is if it's on a canvas or on paper is that you can roll it up so it doesn't take up any room. You can post it home in a nice flat cardboard envelope and it doesn't cost much. Or you can put it in your suitcase and it's not going to take up much room, and it's very, very individual. So those are a couple of the things that I imagine you should buy if you're in a marketplace or in a country without wanting to load up your suitcase, but definitely come away with some really beautiful, authentic items that you'll always remember the country by. Exciting. We got up very early this morning to jump on a luxury bus to go down to Telmo down by the beach, and I just sort of thought it was a good lesson to learn about panicking, because our bus was at least half an hour late. We were listening to all the Spanish
people on the microphone and we couldn't quite understand, and finally it turned up. And I think it was a really valid point that my sister made, which is if you have that gut instinct that things are going to be okay, then don't worry about it. Look around, look at the other people, see if they're waiting. Just make sure that you're watching the departure and arrival screens and everything will be okay. But obviously if you have that kind of feeling of, oh my god, we've missed our flight or our bus or anything, then you need to follow that gut instinct and go and do some searching around why something's late or maybe why your travel plans are disrupted. And while we're here, I just wanted to show you what you get for a semi-karma in leaving Buenos Aires. So very flash, I can do the whole all the way back here. Also, you know, you can chill out back here, like my tone has. TV screen up there, lots of room, it's pretty comfy, worth paying the extra couple of pesos for it. So that's another thing to consider. If you do want to travel in style, even on a budget, it's worth sometimes just paying this extra couple of dollars.